And welcome back to Crypto Thursday. The first news is Binance, OKX and Bybit suspend USDT and USDC deposits on Solana. The Sol cryptocurrency continues crashing amid the FTX crisis, plummeting 7% on the news of exchanges halting deposit of Solana-based stablecoins. Binance announced on November 17th that deposit of Solana-based USDT and USDC have been temporarily suspended until further notice on the platform. The exchange referred to the tokens as USDT Sol and USDC Sol as the USDT and USDC stablecoins remain available for deposit via the blockchains. Later on the day, they changed it again and now it's possible again, but this was very shocking to me because I was like, what's going to be next on Solana? But everything was fine. Then I saw this news article, Bitcoin price target now 13.5K as BTC trader says exit all the markets. And when I read this, I was like, I bet it's Il Capo del Crypto, I think. And then further down the line, there it is, Il Capo of Crypto, repeating a warning that altcoins could see further losses of up to 50%, was even franker in his message to followers. I even retweeted something of him, so you can find it in my tweet section. But all he said was, I repeat, exit all the markets. And he was suggesting that most people are not ready for what is coming because he believes that the price will drop to around 14,000 and altcoins dropping around 50%. Then this article from CoinDesk is something I can definitely recommend because it says the FTX collapse looks an awful lot like Enron. Alameda and FTX were built on false asset values driven by deceptive self-dealing. So was America's most notorious corporate fraud. This is one of the things I talk about at work as well because the Enron scandal was an accounting scandal involving Enron Corporation, an American energy company based in Houston, Texas. Upon being publicized in October 2001, the company declared bankruptcy and its accounting firm, Arthur Andersen, then one of the 5 largest audit and accountancy partnerships in the world, was effectively dissolved. And then in addition to being the largest bankruptcy reorganization in US history at the time, Enron was cited as the biggest audit failure. If you can find this documentary, the Enron documentary, it's somewhere online, I highly recommend you checking it out because it's very, very interesting, especially if you're in the crypto space because there are so many similarities. Then this article of Decrypt, not your keys, not your crypto. What to know before the next FTX type meltdown. The popular adage, not your keys, not your coins, is making the rounds in the wake of the latest exchange meltdown. But what does it actually mean? Well, let me tell you what it means. Not your keys, not your coins, or not your keys, not your crypto expresses the belief that investors cannot be certain of their crypto holdings unless they are stored in a wallet for which they personally have the keys. FTX held onto users' wallets and keys for them, meaning access to funds depended on the exchange's ability to send it, which became problematic once FTX ran into its liquidity crisis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I made the FTX aftermath, not your keys, not your crypto. I highly recommend you checking this one out. It's only a little close to 6 minutes, but it'll teach you a lot about this subject. Then, the next one, research. 78% from Crypto Slate of all staked Ethereum is across 4 centralized providers. 74% of all blocks are OFAC compliant. And when I read OFAC, I thought of Office of Foreign Assets Control, Sanctions Program and Information. It's actually my background. This department makes sure or puts out all the sanctions that there are. You can search on their website, the OFAC's SDN list, for instance, to see which persons are sanctioned. So if you do business, if you have a business and you do business with a person or an entity, and you know who its ultimate beneficiary owner is, you can check here if it's sanctioned by the OFAC, and you can check it from the EU as well. When you go to sanctionsmap.eu. That has all the EU sanctions there are. So let's take Russia, for instance. You see all these symbols, and then you can click on info, and then it will show you all the sanctions that there are. So when I read this, I was very happy to see that 74% of all blocks are OFAC compliant because that's actually a very good thing. Then we've got the mainstream media called out for gaslighting over Sam Bankman-Fried good guy narrative. The crypto community has blasted mainstream media outlets for their portrayal of Sam Bankman-Fried as a virtuous individual. Throughout this debacle, multiple conspiracy theories have been doing the rounds on social media, one of which centers around SBF's protected status, because they say he's pretty much protected because he's got a lot of connections with US officials, and They are looking into that, but tweeting about this, the DeFi Edge pointed out that the injustice of Tornado Cash developer Alexei Pertsev's incarceration without charge since late August. Meanwhile, SBF is free to go about his business. So that's very weird. And if you want to know what gaslighting is, it's actually a colloquialism loosely defined as manipulating someone so as to make them question their own reality. So let's say you're making a sound and someone around you asks you, who's making that sound, where's that sound coming from? And you're saying, I don't hear a sound. And that way you can actually drive them crazy. It derives from the title of the 1944 American film Gaslight, though the term did not gain popular currency in English until the mid-2010s. And in this film, what happens is a guy gaslighting his wife by turning on and off the light switches and telling her that it's just her, that she's seeing things and that it's not him doing anything. And then slowly but progressively, she starts to go crazy. So these were the articles. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comment section down below. And I'll see you next time. Doei!